Good morning there, gardening friends. I'm just snipping off some of the dead leaves on these plants that we brought in. They'll be here all winter long here on the windowsill. I love having geraniums in the house over the winter because they smell so good. I just put some of these plants I brought in on this nice windowsill we have here, which gets morning light kind of diagonally from that direction. It goes over the house, and it gets to be pretty bright actually. So I just cleaned off the windowsill here that we use in the winter time for plants, and put this stuff on here, which is really handy. This stuff is great. You can, right here we got on a antique piano bench that it's actually pretty old. It's from Julie's grandparents' house. But you can see it's gray on this side and rubberized on the other. And it was made, intended for use to put underneath of cat litter boxes. But we use it there, but we also use it here underneath the plants because it protects the surface that you're putting it on. And you can see it's very easy to trim to shape. So I cut off this corner so it would fit right here on the shelf. So here's the label. It's for putting under cat litter boxes, cat litter mat. And but we like it because it's rubberized on the back, and so it'll protect the floor from cat dishes and dog dishes and potted plants. And so it works pretty good for that. But it also protects our windowsill pretty nice too. So this is where these plants are going to be this winter. And in the winter, you can get scissors and just keep a wastebasket handy and just snip off the dead growth. I love the smell of these geraniums. The bad thing about having geraniums in the house is that the blooms drop off and you get like little red petals everywhere. But it's nice having the geraniums here next to my desk in the winter time. And this is a dahlia here. And it looks like there's a bloom here coming on. One of these days I'll get me a greenhouse. Wouldn't that be nice? How many people watching right now would like to have a greenhouse? Let me know in the comments, because I would sure love to have a greenhouse. Then I could just work with my plants all winter long, rather than just having a few of them on the windowsill. And here's these other ones we brought in. These are mostly Julie's plants, but they're low light ones that could actually just live here on the floor next to the window, the sliding glass door here all winter long. Be happy. This here is some people call it a zebra plant. Other people call it a wandering Jew. And she just rooted these, or stuck them in, just cut them off and stuck them in dirt. It's actually a paper cup in a plastic bag with holes in the bottom for drainage. But yeah, so this will be something to watch how these do. She just cut them off, stuck them in some potting soil, and then put the paper cup in a plastic bag. The paper cup has holes in the bottom of it, and that was I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, and they're still doing good. So I think I'll move them up closer to the here so they get more light. Right there. but right there so they get more light. Be nice to have some of those. I need to cut off some leaves over here. I see. Be nice to have some of those, more of those gray mats over here. I got one down, but I could put some more. Get some more plants here. When watering your plants in the wintertime, it's super important not to overwater them. So just put your finger in there. That's the absolute best way. And now when you do water them, you always want to water into the dirt, not into the not on top of the leaves or over the center. Try and get it into the actual dirt. And be sure and use aged tap water. And to do that, you want to fill it up, your watering can, and let it set at least overnight. I also try and put in like maybe a teaspoon per gallon of I use Miracle Grow granule feeder, but I don't think it matters, just any granular feed. And if you just stick to no more than even a level teaspoon per gallon, although I'm not really ever careful about the measurements, but at least per gallon, because that way you don't have to worry about over fertilizing your plants if you just water them with trace amounts of fertilizer. And then of course I set them in the summertime. I set them outside and let the rain fall on them, and nothing puts a plant in better health than sitting outside all summer long. And if it's a full sun plant like a geranium, full sun is okay. But if it's a plant that prefers some shade, then like this begonia, you don't want to set that in the full sun in the winter or the summertime. So you still have to abide by whether or not the plant likes sun or not. And this is a dahlia right here. They like full sun, so you can set it out in the full sun. In fact, this has been out in the full sun. I just brought it in a few minutes ago, and it still has dew on the leaves, but we could be getting frost any day here now. So I think I've got all of my plants brought inside that I can. And if I'd ever had a greenhouse, I'd probably have a lot more inside plants. But I think that we've got just about all the plants inside that we can have right now. We have this one room where you could call it a TV room or whatever, but it's where my desk is, where I work on my videos and stuff. But we keep the door to it closed so the cats can't get in here, because Julie has cats, and they would destroy plants, but they would also destroy all the wires going to the computer and things. But so there's no cats in here, so we have all the plants in here. And there's actually some plants that are poisonous to cats if they were to eat them, and people. Dieffenbachia or dumb cane is very toxic to people, and then there's some that I can't think of any other ones right now that are fairly toxic to cats. Actually, this is a peace lily right here, or a spathiphyllum. Julie got that years and years ago when she bought a house in Kiwani before we were married. And she brought it with her, and we've just kept it alive all this time. In the summertime, I set it out on the other side of these doors, these sliding glass doors. And so it gets a lot of shade in the summer, but it's outside. And the thing to remember is the shadiest location outside is still more sun than the sunniest window inside. And anyway, so this is a spathiphyllum, or I think it's called a peace lily. It's got a flower that comes up. They're white, and they're like sideways, half-shaped globes. And those are toxic to cats, too, I'm pretty sure. Although one of the worst ones is Dieffenbachia.